The house I purchased for $9,000 in Spain is currently being renovated. You've got to see what we've done with the bathroom. But will I be able to move in on this trip? That is a question I hope to answer in the next week or so. In the meantime, I'm excited to show you the finished bathroom. I'll go over plans for the kitchen, show you what we've done in the bedrooms, and tell you what we're going through to get the floors in the house corrected. Hi, my name is Nicole. Welcome to my channel, Travel to Money. The first thing I want to show you today is the bathroom. When I purchased this house, the bathroom was one of the spaces that was actually functional. It wasn't really how I would design a bathroom, but I wasn't initially planning to renovate it just to keep costs down. Then at some point I decided that I'd rather do everything just how I'd prefer it on the first round so I wouldn't have to go through construction again at some point. Also, my friend who contracts for me is specifically good at tiling, and I've seen some photos of the bathrooms he's done before. I knew it could really become something beautiful. I knew I wanted a bathtub with a feature wall. Initially, my contractor asked that we keep the toilet in the same location, which was going to mean that I had to use the right wall as the feature wall. But at the point that he was digging up some of the plumbing, he realized that the toilet wasn't plumbed correctly at all and said that all the work would have to be redone anyway and it would be fine to move the toilet. I ordered my new toilet, bathtub, sink, and faucets from Leroy Merlin. I picked out the tiles for the wall, the step up where the bathtub would go, and for the feature wall. I ended up purchasing the feature wall and other wall and flooring tiles from a local company called Praser. I'll leave their name and website in the description if anyone is interested. The only tiles we purchased from Leroy Merlin were the stone tiles. When I arrived in Spain on this trip, I got to walk into the new bathroom. Let me show you what it has become. I was overwhelmed when I walked in for the first time. It is more beautiful than I could have imagined. I decided that I wanted gold accents in the bathroom, so my contractor also used it to trim the step up to the bathtub, as well as the trim around the windows. Isn't it stunning? I couldn't be happier. Let me go over pricing for all the items in the bathroom. All of the prices are before tax, and keep in mind that tax is 21%. The bathtub was €839. The bathroom sink with cabinet, faucet, and mirror were €364. The faucet and shower head combo for the bathtub was €419. The total for the wall and floor tiles, including tax, but not including the stone tiles under the bath, was €602. That total comes to €2,224. Of course, that does not include labor or smaller items like grout, tile cement, and other bits and bobs, as my English friends like to say. I think a rough estimate on the total of the bathroom would be around €3,500 for the complete renovation. Okay, now let's move on to some other areas of the house. As you can see, we've recently tiled the kitchen floor. My friend used tape on the floor previously to lay out what we would do in the kitchen. We then went to Leroy Merlin and purchased the cabinet bases, or the carcasses, as my contractor likes to say. I think in America we might say the bones of the cabinet. Anyhow, we really have limited space and a lot of things will want to fit in the kitchen. I think I'm not going to do upper cabinets, but we'll do some open shelving instead. This is just because the kitchen is so small and having upper cabinets may make it feel a bit tight. The refrigerator will go in the front right corner of the kitchen. The oven and stove will go directly in the center of the back of the kitchen wall. I'm going to do an all-in-one washer dryer for clothes that really has to go in the kitchen, so it will be in the middle of the left wall of the kitchen with a wine rack on either side. Then the sink will go on the front wall of the kitchen facing the window opening. I've decided to go with white cabinets, and I will do a feature tile backsplash that goes from the countertops all the way to the ceiling on the kitchen walls. I still haven't picked out those tiles yet, but I'd like to go for something with a bit of a modern Spanish look. I also have to decide on a countertop color. I'll be visiting a local store in Pego who have granite countertops that I'm told are about 1/3 the price of what my friends pay in England. Well, that is the plan for the kitchen. In the rest of the downstairs, all of the touch-up plastering has been done, so over the next couple of weeks, I'll be in here painting. The upstairs has had a considerable amount of work done and is getting close to the finish line. In a previous video, I went over the plastering and rendering as well as the installation of the new windows and beginning to paint the bedrooms. You can check that video out for pricing and issues we ran into during that process. Since then, we finished painting, added a border along the top of each ceiling, and I spent about 2 days standing on scaffolding, cutting and pulling the plastic off of the ceiling. One of my contractors mentioned that if we left the plastic on throughout the summer, it would be far harder to pull off later. Recently, we tiled the floors as well. One of the big issues in this house, and something that has added to the cost in order to do it correctly, has been leveling the floors. Now, we aren't working to get it absolutely perfect, but it was so bad that we really had to do something. We decided to go with self-leveler. Now, it doesn't seem to be exactly the same as what is used in the US. We purchased self-leveler that is specifically for deeper sections, and we are pouring it on top of the tile that was already there. The tile was very slick, so first the guys painted on this stuff, which provides a crazy amount of grip. I think it might be impossible to slip on this stuff. Then we bought several bags of self-leveler. I would buy 10 bags at a time because that's all that my little Honda CR-V can carry. That 10 bags would cost me €75 including tax. It took about 20 bags for each bedroom, so a total of $150 extra to level each room, not including the labor. For tiles specifically, I purchased a terracotta tile from the same tile company I mentioned before. The nice thing about the pricing in this store is that the price you see on each tile includes the tax. These were $11.99 per square meter, and I purchased 115 square meters, which is about 5% over the amount we needed, which is standard. This just accounts for cuts and should leave you with a little extra in case you need to replace some down the road. The total cost for the tiles was €1,259, but that is for the entire house. I wanted a gray grout, but instead of grout, my contractor recommended an adhesive. He said the grout gets dirty and stained, but the adhesive gives you the gray color and stays looking good longer. I saw an example of it in a friend's house, and I like it a lot. We haven't gotten to molding around the bottom of the floor, and my friend could tile it easily, but I really want white wood molding. That will be coming soon. As we finish up the tile upstairs, I will be planning to move into the house in a week or two, even though the downstairs isn't ready. With a functioning bathroom and a place to sleep, I'll just be making the most of what we do have done. We'll probably make a little makeshift kitchen just so I have the basics for the next couple of weeks of my stay. Before I leave to go back to the US in a few weeks, I also need to purchase the 3 split air conditioners for the house. That will probably cost me about another $2,000 on top of the $2,000 I already spent to have everything wired for the air conditioners, but I'll get back with you on all that pricing. My thoughts at this point are that this project has turned out to cost about double what I expected my renovations to be. However, that is also partly due to the fact that I decided to do things like fully renovating the bathroom, even though I could have used it exactly as it was. I'm now expecting the total cost of this renovation to be around 35 to 40,000 euro. That includes everything from the roof to the flooring to the plaster, windows, air conditioners, paint, appliances, and more. We've still got a way to go before we have it all done from top to bottom, but now is definitely the fun part when we get to see it all start to really become beautiful. I'm not loving where I've taken it with the cost, but even so, you just can't beat a house like this, even at the higher renovation costs. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to hear from you and chat with you there. Do me a huge favor, like this video and subscribe to join me every day where travel and adventure build financial freedom. I can't wait to see where your dreams will take you.